Good morning, good afternoon, basic engineering B students and high scopers alike. Uh, Today, I will be presenting about my basic engineering project, which is reviving sustainable development to turn crisis into opportunity. So, have you ever wondered what life would be like without clean water? And look at this guy; he's gulping down a gallon of water. It's clean water too. But some parts in Indonesia suffer from uh, that same predicament where they don't have clean water, and they lack access to the usable water that we use every day. And I'm not talking about just drinking water. Some parts of Indonesia lack access to clean water to use for showering and cleaning clothes. But with the advancement of technology, solutions to this very problem are very viable, even in Indonesia. Here is the project description. So, for this project, sustainability is about the ability to meet the needs of people and their communities and organizations, not just in the near term, but over a long term, which is something that our teacher strives to implement into us, that our solutions need to be sustainable and worthwhile. And it is about the people and their needs, not just about technology, the environment, or being green with the application of our technologies, but we also have to pay attention to the main interest of the people in the community that we're trying to help. And the big question for this term is, why might visionary leadership cause and or affect transformation? While the project's focus question is, are you solving the right problem? So to pinpoint the most viable solution possible, I have decided, this engineer has decided to enact a research project in this basic engineering B course with a focus question to guide my research, which is, are you solving the right problem? Which I have formulated, this engineer has formulated a hypothesis, which is the lack of access to clean water is the right problem to solve as it affects many sectors of Indonesia, namely my my residential area, which is Petokogan. They also have lack of access to clean water, and it affects my neighborhood as well. People who do not have access to clean water struggle to complete daily tasks in the other side of my neighborhood. They have difficulties showering, washing their clothes, washing their dishes, and doing daily tasks that people like us, very fortunately, are able to do every day. And so you may ask what the solution to this overwhelming problem might be, which are solar desalination plants. A solar desalination plant is a way to purify salt water by desalination. Or what do you ask? What do you think desalination is? It's a method of removing the salt from salt water by using the renewable energy, which are the sun's rays, as you can see in this simple diagram. The contraption is very simple and it fills a person's water needs for a whole day. As seen here, the plant works by evaporating the seawater on the right, and it stores the condensation that is produced by that evaporation into a separate tank that houses the clean water. There has been many reported cases of people using these very simplistic and primitive plants in countries like Algeria and Uganda, where most of them only require basic building materials such as cement and some glass. If the project requires more funding, the plants can be upgraded to use solar panels and reverse osmosis technology, a more advanced method of purifying water, and which will increase the efficacy of a single plant almost fourfold. So instead of four of these simplistic plants, you can have only one of those reverse osmosis plants, should the budget be increased for this project by either the government or a non-governmental organization that will help me make this project a reality. And of course, to design the solution, I had to use the engineering design process, which has been prevalent throughout our 2 semesters of basic engineering, which guided me throughout the whole project. Other than the engineering design process, the UN Sustainable Development Goals have been a top priority for myself to consider throughout designing the solution. And the SDGs that I have chosen focus on the 6th goal, which is clean water and sanitation, and the 11th goal, which is sustainable cities and communities. Indonesia as a country has been struggling to progress these goals, especially during this time of crisis, where we are still recovering from the effects of the pandemic, which is why this project will be very important to revitalize the fight to fulfill those goals. And thank you. That is all for my presentation.